We are those of QO, and we are now with this instrument. Let us begin by echoing previous comments reflecting on the nature of inner peace and the nature of the transition to the higher frequencies of the entities upon your planet and the planet itself, raising frequencies higher and higher, where a natural sense of peace may be found. An analogy for this can be seen in the idea of an aircraft upon your planet rising higher and higher as you experience in your travels from point to point across distances on your planet. It is commonly experienced that there may be noises and bumps and air currents that jostle the aircraft as it raises. Certainly, the entities feel that they rise in their seats. But as the aircraft rises higher and higher, your clouds and any wind or weather patterns that may have turbulence within them, disarray, and uncomfortableness, such as has been alluded to previously, when one rises above that, there is a sense of pure peace in that higher atmosphere, that higher level where the sunshine break through with clarity and light, where sound recedes to places down below, and where the ride is smooth all around. There seems to be a quietude, a peace, and an acceptance of life eternal. Skirmishes and difficulties seem far below upon the surface of the earth, and from this higher altitude, one experiences a peace without and within. This can be a metaphor for how your planet and the entities upon it are rising up through that more turbulent air to the peaceful air above it, which becomes, for a time that one is in the aircraft, a new reality. In your current transition as the earth and its peoples rise up, this pure peace becomes the new reality as it is seen, taken into the heart, accepted, and lived. When entities grow to feel and experience inner peace, like what is experienced in those high altitudes of which we speak, even while walking around on Earth's surface with difficulty all around to the outer senses, the inner peace that an entity can feel growing within the heart space and the mind and the spirit becomes the new reality within the mind and spirit of that entity. Just like the spirit of the entity, the mind blending more and more with the light within and all around, the light of the Creator, and the love which imbues it with purpose and growth and beauty. Such peace born of that, blending with the light, is that eternal peace, and is a beginning within each person, as the song that was mentioned earlier shows, and that blending with the light that brings the awareness of the inner peace is projected outward from each entity. As more and more entities do experience this peace born of light and love within themselves, and is projected outward onto the field of their own experience, all the lights begin to blend together, the light of the Creator, and all the inner lights of all of the entities. And it is in this space in which the inner peace and the outer peace become one thing, no matter what else is going on around them. This is the higher frequency of the fourth density that is apparent on the surface of your planet in whatever condition. And the inner peace and the outer peace, full of light and love, are made more and more apparent. Peace becomes like that higher altitude of which we spoke a moment ago, that one perceives from the windows of an aircraft high in the sky, a quiet, eternal, loving peace that all living things can feel. In this way, it touches the experience and the hearts and minds of all. For the energy of this inner peace, blending with the outer, stretches out everywhere across your space and time. It is in such manner that a tipping point may occur within the hearts and minds of each entity, and on, spreading outward, such that the tipping point among all people begins to be felt. Every word and every thought that is made of love and that shines with the light of the Creator carries this frequency and is universal and touches all, even in the seemingly darkest times upon your planet. This light exists and is going out among all creation. We would take a moment to offer our appreciation and gratitude for this instrument and the circle in the diligence of tuning and challenging for these preparations and processes of channeling not only provide a certain protection within the circle, but create a sort of alignment of intention amongst the gathering mind, body, spirit complexes and us, those of QO. This shared intention empowers with each iteration of these processes and rituals, and this empowering widens the gateway of inspiration within each individual. It is this gateway of inspiration that allows us to interact with you in this way, by providing a certain foothold or anchor so that we may share our thoughts in more creative and meaningful ways, with each empowering of this circle's intention. This alignment is related to the query that you have posed this evening. As we have spoken, the journey of your collective planet and population to the fourth density and to peace begins within the self and within the individual's initial step towards manifesting this peace in one's mind, body, and spirit, and among one's own environment. As we examine the minds of those within the circle this evening, and among the gathered seekers who are aware of our words, we find that the current circumstances upon your planet causes many individuals to question how this desire for peace within the self may be brought to bear upon a planetary level. For the suffering experienced by so many upon your planet, not only from acts of bellicosity, but from many distortions presented within your social complex, create a sense of burden and urgency within the individual.